We're set in stone. Signed. Come on, man. There's another song. That goes so far back, don't it? Yeah. You can't be a 90s baby, you know that one. Most of us are signed, sealed, and delivered. We're stuck in our own utopia.
Yes.
And we haven't come to a conclusion yet of what life we want to live, or what life needs to be lived. There is a life that is to be lived, and it's not yours. It's His. It's His life in us. That's the greatest hope. Everything that's around us, the things you can't see, is waiting on us to touch and agree with that. So that particular concept will be constructed in us, become the framework for why we exist. But that can't happen. You can have a good service, that's not enough. You can have a demonstration of the Spirit, that's not enough. You can, church attendance, all of the sacraments, all of the cultural things that we have as it relates to Christianity, all the subsets, I call them, all of the subsets that's in the church, still won't breathe life to us. But there is a source that God has given unto us, a source that is very important, a source that most of us ain't really feeling that. So, as one who have come to a reckoning of sort of how important it is for us to reappropriate some of the landmarks that the Father set in the church, without my opinion. So we need to go and take a little journey, a little walk. All right?
Yes, sir.
So a friend of mine, Kathy, Prophet Kathy PC, remember her?
Yeah.
She made a statement, said, there are things built into our foundation that must remain. Take them out of the foundation, and the integrity of the house is what? Jeopardized. And you know, I know we're in a season of deconstruction, and many folks got one foot in the church and one foot on, on the world. I get it. And then you got some of us who made up our minds to follow the Father through the journey. We've submitted ourselves and allowed the principles to become why we exist. We haven't relegated Him to be confined to one day out of a week. We haven't included any substitutes because there is no options for us. There's a group of baker's dozen of people in churches, I'll just make it platonic, that have made up their mind that it's important to not only hear the values of the kingdom, but to participate in them so that they can become a part of who we are, become foundational principles that cannot be removed. She also said, she said, there are things built into our foundation that must remain. Take them out of the foundation and the integrity of the house is jeopardized. Tell your neighbor, jeopardize. Yeah, remember it's a game show called what, Jeopardy? How many know we live in jeopardy? We put our life behind the 8 ball because there's certain things in our life don't really matter a lot to us. Coming out of COVID, church attendance is one of them, but I'm gonna leave you alone because on the surface we look good, but in private there's a frustration. I'm frustrated where I am, and I think I'm doing the Lord's bidding. And where I've been is not enough for me. And I'm hoping that there's a groaning as well in us. So let's get to the integrity of the house is jeopardized. Just think about a house. I don't know about you, I got one. And when I was thinking about this on this morning, I thought about a contractor, general contractor. I know we have Elder Rudy, he's skilled with tools, and he work in construction of some sort. I don't know the definitive of what you do, but you know, I know that you help construct this church, am I right? In some form or fashion. You helped construct, you did some things in my house a couple of times. So, but I looked, something came in my spirit, and I knew it had to be God because I don't know anything about it. I heard when I was putting this in that thought from PC in my message, I heard load-bearing walls. Am I right? There's certain walls that's in the house, and you can't remove it. And if you do, it's going to jeopardize the house. Now, you can remove the windows, you can remove carpet, you can remove certain things and certain elements. Am I right? Certain things can be removed from your house. No jeopardy. Don't jeopardize the construction of your house. But a load-bearing wall is the wall that's used to do what?
Hold up the structure.
Yep. Make sure the roof is intact, that it doesn't fall. Because if you move it, the roof can be in your living room or in your kitchen. Right? There's some things that is not as sturdy as they used to be because God has given us some load-bearing walls. Today we're going to talk about one of them. You know, if you remove certain things from scriptures, as I said previously, the house loses its density. It doesn't look like a house anymore because that load-bearing wall is removed. And when I look in scriptures, there's some things that I found out. How many know there's some walls in scriptures?
Yes.
Isaiah 16:18 says that salvation is walls. So you're telling me, brother preacher, that if I take out certain components and characteristics or principles from salvation, that what I'm constructing will find itself what? Can't collapse, can't contain the weight of what God is bringing into our lives. So we're walking around with burdens, bruised and broken. And we're trying to figure out what's going on because we're not temperate in some things. We're not striving lawfully in certain aspects as it relates to our faith, as it relates to us becoming healthy and sound. Because I believe that. I believe, as I closed out on last time we met, on last Sunday, I hit that B flat in the spirit. And we talk about joy unspeakable, full of glory. I believe in it. I believe we're supposed to have peace that passes all understanding. There are some things that are non-negotiable in scriptures because if we remove them, we won't be able to bear the weight of it. What weight? Life.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Some things we will find ourselves buckled or collapsed because we don't have the correct support. Even though we have the principles, the blueprint, but if we choose to deviate from that blueprint, we're going to find ourselves buckled under the weight of life. Collapsed because of false expectations. and wrong inclinations and earthly desires. Our life has to be about order. Tell your neighbor, your life got to be about order. Yeah, it has to be about order. You don't have a choice in this hour. I'm here. Let me tell you something. Oh, I wish I could tell you like I feel right now, but you can't take it. Let me tell you, if we read scriptures and we've spent about 5 teachings or 4, I can't remember, on front and center, and we talked about how the Father is gathering everything that's in heaven, on earth, in Him. There's a critical mass happening in the Spirit. There is a drawing in the spirit realm. There is a recollection of everything that the Father has put in the earth realm. Because everything is working according to His plan. There is a conclusion that God has preset in Himself from the foundation of the world. Remember, we said that wisdom hid in Him. He is orchestrating outside of your personal ability to perceive it, behind the scene, beyond the veil of your understanding, the veil in your ignorance, many veils that we have, some on our heart, some on our mind. He is in the realm of spirit, collecting things, gathering things, harmonizing things. But He cannot do it without occupation. Therefore, He must occupy every aspect of who we are. There's a magnetic pull in the spirit. God is pulling you this way. And then you trying to go this way. And then you go in here and you want to get mad one day and bind devils. No, you ain't responding. God is giving you cadences. He's giving you instructions. He's giving you wisdom to let you know, if you do it this way, everything's going to work out. Because things work out for them that love Him.